leading this program. He retired. It is now in the hands of one of the Phoenix's greats, and Kayla Karias right out of the gate. Temira Poindexter hammers a three. 11 points, 8 rebounds for Taylor in just 8 minutes of play. She has starred for K-State. The two newcomers have made a big impact. There's Poindexter blocking the shot out high. Baseball pass ahead to Walker. Driver, her first. We get another look at this Poindexter block. The length missing out. Has her shot blocked, picks it back up. Poindexter with a shot clock, winding down, a little grace off the backboard. Leading the way for K-State. Newcomers making their presence felt. You're watching the Big 12 on ESPN+.
We mentioned this afterwards. Basketball is simple when the ball goes through the basket, and that's exactly what K-State did. Now, a little bit of adversity here early where the possessions haven't been as clean.
Pull-up three-pointer, good from Poindexter.
And keep in mind, Walker had the ball in her hands a lot. No turnovers against Green Bay.
It's Poindexter in transition. Nothing but net.
Ball is when they've had to really go against this established Belmont defense. But you get out in transition, push tempo, and get those shooters spotted up in the corners, which is what they did against Green Bay.
Belmont able to take it away, go the other way, down the court. Fuller, three-pointer blocked by Poindexter. Mopping ahead to Poindexter. Has got options with Walker. Poindexter will take it herself and score 23.
You're Creighton, I think you have to make Yoki Lee cover ball screens in this game. Have not seen it yet. You've got to draw her away and test her ability to cover those ball screen situations. Temira Poindexter from the corner, and the transfer on Sunday night didn't win the game, but that is a Bobby Hurley offense loaded up with a talented freshman class.
See, now if shooter's gonna shoot, I would have shot that.
And waiting for a better shot in the shot clock. It's Poindexter, and she'll hit it.
Those pieces of the puzzles together, kind of on the offensive end and the domination defensively.
Poindexter takes it away. Coast to coast, the layup is good! A line change for Jeff Mitty after the latest steal and score. And how many times, Missy, have we seen that tonight?
And that's what you've got to do. It's been so simple.
Taylor Johnson-Matthews, as we said, had a pretty rough go of it in the last game here. But today she's finding her mark. Poindexter on the reversal with the left hand, and she falls down earlier this season. And she sat out the Belmont game, precautionary measures, and back the other way. The Wildcats are just, you can't stop them as
Point came out with a renewed sense of purpose against DePaul and just shattered the Blue Demons. And granted, DePaul working through some things right now. But a good start here is Temira Poindexter, who struggled with her shot away from Manhattan.
Level of scoring going to translate. I wouldn't look for Poindexter to be a 20-point scorer this season. She's going to need to be 8, 10, 12.
Right.
High arch runner, but either way, hand in your face, you got to find a way to put it into the basket.
Temira Poindexter. Jeff Mitty mentioned that they kind of wanted her to take some more shots when she felt like she was open. That she hits her first three. Yeah, final 10 seconds belong to K-State as another gap goat stop goes up. Poindexter down to the baseline, scores it right before the buzzer. Here tonight in Bramlage Coliseum.
And with USC Upstate, they go man-to-man. This K-State team's going to have a chance. You got to execute within that half court, but it has been the defense that has been carrying this team right now. Talk about high number possessions. You will get them when you use a secondary break.
Great passing by the Wildcats. Sides, throws it ahead for Sundell, and she'll lay it in. And a timeout taken by Upstate.
Scenario,
but in some respects, it makes sense.
It's legit,
yeah,
and
absolutely.
you can't deny it, and it's really hard to argue with. And you know, that's probably why a lot of people are like, I don't understand. I don't know why Yoki Lee is not leading the league in scoring. Well, her minutes have been down, part of that early in the season because of big wins and blowouts that K-State has had. When you have decisive wins,
all their starters rack up about 33 to 35 minutes a game. As Poindexter a three, she nails it.
10 points, you've got to feel pretty good, truthfully.
You have to feel great as time is winding down. 5 seconds. Poindexter let it fly. And that's how we end the third. Kansas State catching fire.
Going into conference play and get that communication and get people to the right spots.
Poindexter up and under move, a beauty, and she'll score. It's been a 21-7 third quarter. Poindexter knocked the ball away, then Taylor, and it comes loose to Poindexter. Up ahead to Sides, who had leaked out, and a layup for Terrence Sides.
You can lull this Wildcat defense a little bit to sleep. You're the Cats, you've got to be more aggressive, you've got to stay on your toes, and they've got to find some ways here to execute.
Poindexter, top of the circle, three-pointer.
They themselves needing to create more chaos, just haven't been able to get the stops they wanted on this end of the floor. And when you don't have the ability to take a turnover and run.
She's able to make those in-game adjustments, but right now, Houston continuing to take advantage of her not being in and trying to get to the rim. Merchant and Blair, and that's something that Houston wanted to do, to try to bring Lee out of the paint, make her move up, and that opened things up for Merchant then to drive on the reversal. But a nice response there by Kansas State with a bucket of their own.
Yeah. Foul called on Ziona Walker, and then a turnover on the inbound. Poindexter going all the way down, and she will finish with the bucket. Nice job.
And now Kansas State trying to build on this 4-point lead. They lost an opportunity to build a lead to 9 at the end of the first. Poindexter breaks the ankles of Shavers and goes in and scores. It's her first basket. Tech comes back with a basketball out of that timeout. 6-0 run to start here in this quarter by K-State. Another steal forced by Walker. She slaps the ball away, and K-State with it in the front court.
Turnover number 14 for Texas Tech. We said it in the first half. Empty possessions.
Under that, that's Poindexter, and you talked about her. She has started. Both coaches talked with us today at shoot around. They have so much, awareness of the other team, and they're see if they can do something here. Toure can't finish, and again, the presence of Lee makes her adjust. Right?
They're getting similar looks that they've gotten all season long as Utah. Just there's a presence there.
And the Wildcats now looking to get out quickly. Sundell, skip pass. Look at the ball movement. Poindexter open three, got it. Went on an 8-0 run all by herself. To lift a Whiting. Cut off on the baseline, back to Calvert. 2 dribbles around Lee, and then a steal. Active hands in the passing lane. Poindexter knows how to finish. Sundell with Gibb on her. Moppin. Poindexter in rhythm. You cannot blink. I mean, it's not one thing. It's not just 3-point shooting. She can beat you in so many ways.
In the mid-range, 6'4" Sundell, who has 6 double-doubles, 4 in the last 5 games. And a turnover as Poindexter takes it away on the pass to Williams. A return from Sides. Poindexter counted and 1.
Jada Williams tried to step in to draw the charge, but it came on a lackadaisical entry pass from Williams. They were looking for a screen up top, seeing if she would come. Doesn't pop out, and Poindexter's going the other way.
College ready these young women are when they enter these ranks.
Jordan into the backcourt, and a race for it, won by Poindexter. Off the mark, and here comes K-State Sides. Poindexter, she gets a rare open look for 3, and she knows what to do with it.
Vanessa's reliability to step up, and I tell you what, here in February as it stands, all those question marks have been removed. She is an impact player for the Jayhawks.
Trailing 3 is buried by Poindexter.
And fire on the offensive end anytime there's space.
Poindexter for 3. Now a 7 on a relatively quiet night. Walker step back. Is missed. Long rebound. Poindexter tracks it down, gets it back, fires from 3 and hits. And hit more than anyone in the country.
She leads the nation in 3-point makes. A Drysdale Award finalist, but Madison Connor trying to do her best. Looking for the no look, and another turnover going the other way for K-State.
Poindexter driving, scoring, and 1!
And patience comes to create in multiple ways for a team that knocked down 15 threes on Sunday at Kansas. It has been. She was in the lineup a year ago for TCU. They were just so much better, but you add Haley Van Lith to the mix, way different.
Poindexter, a 3-pointer!
And you see the quick release by her, and she's so difficult because she can do that and maybe even better at taking you off the bounce.
Poindexter responds, the Tulsa native.
Her elder teammate back in the day by 2 years, Temira Poindexter.
If Micah Gray can find one more point, oh, that's a tough look from the corner for Poindexter.
In the win over Kansas on Saturday. Poindexter, easy lay-in, and a blocking foul called as well. Count that one. Quickly double on Hayes. 5 to shoot. Hilton, a fastball to the corner. What a block. Temira Poindexter, goodness.
Well, Temira Poindexter has the pivots at the rim and the footwork, and then
the Wildcats who get the ball to begin the second quarter. Step back three from Poindexter. Hit it!
She created distance from the defense, and that's what you have to do. Guarded three, big shot by Temira.
Sundell give and go to Poindexter. A little bit more posting up by Poindexter, and she fades away to get to double figures. Peterson, but it's been the Wildcats with their offense. Sundell ahead to Poindexter, turn and fire, swish!
And that's what she'll do. You said it, turn and fire, feet set, out in transition. They get to that corner quick. And that's
a deflection leads to a steal. Poindexter and Glenn combined for the second turnover for West Virginia. 3, Poindexter can get him up from anywhere.
So far, West Virginia keeping pace. They've each made 3. Kansas
leading scorer Quinterly back on the floor for West Virginia. Great dish and a good recovery for Poindexter. A magnetic block leads to the break for the Wildcats. Sundell up for Taylor, who heads to the...
It hasn't necessarily just been Ioka Lee. Yeah. She was in the lineup in the first half. It's that deep post position given up by Kansas.
Another one today, Serena Sundell, 15 assists, is a K-State single. Sundell, her reverse blocked. Poindexter leans in and rips a 3. And that'll end the third, just like K-State ended.
Big win over Virginia Tech in the round of 32. They lost to USC in the Sweet 16 as Kennedy Taylor, the senior, scores inside. Lyanna Walker throwing ahead. Taylor inside, beautiful passing. That's why this Kansas State team leads the country in assists per game.
Turnover again by Iowa State. Here comes Walker the other way. Poindexter steps into a 3. Yes.
About the previous meeting in January, it was the turnovers that allowed Kansas State to get out and run. Same thing here this afternoon. Pushing tempo off of the turnover. Poindexter spotting up. Wide open look. Games in which she's starting. And that's what you want to do if you're a young person, that you get the opportunity to start. Reward your coach's decision and faith in you.
Inside out, open 3. Poindexter's got 7.
Well, for K-State, it starts with dribble penetration. Everyone sucks into the ball line. Poindexter wraps around. That's how she's so open for that look. They're sending 3 back, but I'm focused right now. It's what that 1 second, when you get a defensive rebound, that dictates whether or not you'll be successful in transition defense.
Celia Riviere is on the floor now for West Virginia. Hot pass inside, whipped around to Poindexter. 10 on the shot clock. Sundell, beautiful cut, defined by Poindexter.
And whoever's teaching the K-State three-point shot, they've got to be thrilled. I'm not surprised at all Harrison's picked it up.
This could be a turnover. Oh, Glenn with a headsy play to bat it forward. Poindexter to beat the buzzer. Banks it in, and that's how the third quarter will come to a close.